by the Cloud Sports Network and Tito's, one of our sponsors here, and you'll hear more about Tito's later on in this game.
And so we were given the lineups and able to write them down. So leading off should be number 33, Sammy Byram.
We'll be starting now. Start talking in about 10 seconds.
You got it?
We are in Las Vegas, Nevada, site of the 2024 International Pride Softball NAGAAA Hall of Fame. Our first game here is an AB game, and it's an elimination game. It's between UFACA from Long Beach, the home team, and the Dream Skittles from Louisiana. They are the visiting team. And the leadoff batter hits a fly ball out into left center field. Left fielder shading over to his left, able to make the catch, and that is the first out of our ball game. Second pitch of the ball game, too, by the way. I'm Rich Siegel, along with Dr. Joel Tremblay. We are happy to be with you on this Friday afternoon. We have a few things that we need to share with you about our broadcast position, which is not directly behind home plate, but we'll explain as we go along.
So that was Sammy Byram with that first fly ball out, and this is Luis Martinez, number 1 for the Dream Skittles, their second batter.
And he takes a ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. The next delivery is that's a strike called on the outside corner, 2-2. And the next pitch is swung on, hit out in the air to right center field. That ball has got some carry, and it's going to go to the fence on 1 hop. Runner around first on his way to second, and it'll be a 1-out double.
So as you alluded to, it is a windy day here at Shadow Rock Park in Las Vegas, and so we are actually broadcasting from inside of a Tesla Model Y because outside all you would hear from our microphones would be wind noise.
There was a cold front that came in very late last night here in Las Vegas. It took our temperatures, which yesterday were in the 80s, to today they're in the 50s, and we'll barely get into they'll make the 60s later on today. Hopefully we'll get some sun to bust through this cloud cover. There is a pop-up into shallow right field. Second baseman, or that could be the middle fielder, whoever, makes the catch, and that's out number 2 with a runner at second, and now 2 out.
And as you mentioned, it looks like, so you get 10 fielders in softball, 1 more than you get in baseball, and some teams choose to deploy 4 outfielders. It looks like UFACA is deploying 5 infielders. So as you said, there's a middle infielder right sort of to the left of second base, near the shortstop there, but it was the second baseman who caught that ball.
And that brings up number 5.
And this is Dustin Boswell.
And Dustin Boswell takes the first pitch for a strike. Later on here in this game, we will hear from the umpire-in-chief, David Waite. But for now, it's softball, and there's a swing and a flying drive into left center field. It's in for a hit. A run will score. The ball rolls all the way to the fence. Man around second on his way to third, and he will stand up with a triple. And it is 1-0 for the Dream Skittles here in the top of the first.
And that's what happens when you choose to deploy that extra outfielder or extra fielder on the infield, because you have bigger gaps and more balls get to the ball. It was a nice piece of hitting there, and we are 1-0 in favor of the Dream Skittles. This is Dylan Arsenault.
He's been with this team for a few years, since they were born, and he takes the first pitch. It looks like it bounced on the plate for a ball, 2-1. The next one swung on and grounded up the middle, under the glove of the middle fielder and on into center field. And a base hit scores the run from third, and it's now 2-0.
And that is going to bring up Daniel Byram to the plate as the number 6 hitter.
And Daniel Byram will bat with 2 outs and a runner at first base. A double, a triple, and a single. 2 runs in with 2 out. And here's the pitch. Swung on and popped in the air to shallow center field. Coming in to make the play is the center fielder, and that is the inning. 2 runs scored on 3 hits, and we go to the bottom of the first. It is the Dream Skittles 2 and UFACA nothing here on the Cloud Sports Network.
And one of the ways that the World Series works is we have some amazing sponsors, and we're going to take time in between innings to tell you about some of them. The sponsor we want to talk about during this half inning is Tito's. Tito's Beverage created Tito's handmade vodka after making flavored vodkas in the early 1990s. Since then, Tito's has become one of the world's most popular vodkas. Tito's supports events like the Gay Softball World Series through its Love Tito's program. This includes growing community gardens and farms and providing wounded and disabled veterans with surfing equipment. Tito's is a proud sponsor of iPride Softball. Thank you, Tito's. Tito's gave us a lot. I know as a committee chair for the league, we were given bottles of Tito's in our bags. It was wonderful.
I got one. I got two. I got a small version of it. I don't know what those are called, but those are the ones that you get on the airplane.
Yep.
And then I got a bigger one after the after the Hall of Fame banquet on Sunday night.
And isn't Tito's made down by where you live, Rich?
It's in Austin, vodka.
All right, so UFACA coming to the plate for the bottom half of the first inning. We're going to have Mikey Gonzalez, Mike Elliott, and Joshua Sosa coming to the plate. They're taking a little time here to warm up. Again, for pitching, ball has to go at least 6 feet in the air, shouldn't go higher than 12 feet in the umpire's estimation, and has to cross some portion of the plate. They're going to start with a 1-1 count, and you cannot foul out on your first foul with 2 strikes. You get a second one, it's called a foul to give, something that was started in the league a few years ago. Lots of hitters like it. I got to tell you, lots of pitchers don't.
I bet not. The pitcher is number 33, and his name is, for the Dream Skittles?
And that is Sammy Byram.
Sammy Byram's first pitch is a bit inside for a ball. It's 2-1. UFACA batting in the bottom of the first, trailing 2-0. And there's a strike called. It's 2-2. Again, they start with a 1-1 count. The 2-2. Swung on and bounced up the middle and on into center field for a base hit. So the leadoff batter is on for UFACA here in the bottom of the first, and that'll bring up number 7. And on the back of his jersey, it looks like it says Pollo.
Pollo is looks like it's Mike Elliott, and just a note here, it looks like the Dream Skittles are deploying 4 outfielders, so they only have 4 people on the infield, unlike the UFACA, who had that person right behind second base.
First pitch is a strike, and the next pitch is a ball 2. Just a very fierce wind that we have here. There's a line drive on out into left field. Left fielder ranging over to his left, and the ball is off his glove, and it rolls all the way into foul territory to the corner of the fence. There'll be runners at second and third, and nobody out. Left fielder ranging over to his right towards the foul line did get his glove on the ball, but he was unable to maintain control. The ball rolled all the way past the foul line and on into the corner where the fences meet, and so it's second and third and nobody out.
Kind of looked like he thought he had that one. Might be another effect of the wind to have blown that a little too far away. He seemed to line it up, but just got out of his glove.
There's a line drive hit out into right center field, and that ball drops in for a hit. Both fielders fall down and going for the ball. Run will score. I'm surprised that the other runner at second base held, and then he only was able to get to third, but nevertheless, smart base running. A run did score for UFACA as Iglesias scores in the first run of the game for his team, and his team now trails 2-1. First and third, and nobody out.
And that's going to bring Timo Hinton to the plate.
And he lines one past the shortstop and on into left field for a hit. A run scores, and it's 2-2. Runners will be at first and second, and still nobody out. First pitch hitting, got a pitch he liked, and delivered.
And this is Ernest Solano coming to the plate as the number 5 hitter with two on.
Solano looks at the first pitch, and he swings and hits one in the air. Left center field. Left center fielder draws the beat on it and makes the basket catch. And that is the first out here in the bottom of the first with our game tied. Long Beach UFACA 2 and New Orleans Dream Skittles 2.
This is Joe Tantardini coming to the plate here, number 6 hit batter.
Tantardini takes the first pitch for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a ground ball into right field for a hit. Bases will be loaded as they hold the runner coming over from second base. The right fielder quickly getting to the ball to prevent the run from scoring, but it's going to be bases loaded and one out.
And if we do some C, D, or E softball, Rich, that runner might have come home, but the arms in the A and B leagues are too good.
Yes.
They can throw you out at the plate much easier.
Absolutely. All right. Left-handed batter now, number 6.
Drew Nakano.
And Nakano takes the pitch and fouls it off to the left side over the fence and out in foul territory. The count is even at 2-2. We're at play here in the bottom of the first with a 2-2 score. Ufaka batting with the bases loaded, and that ball is hit to the second baseman. He'll go to short for the force out there. Shortstop throws down to third base to try to get the runner, but he's safe. Meanwhile, the run did score. Camacho did score to make the score 3-2. There's a base hit on into right center field. Another run will score, and it'll be runners at first and second, still 2 out. It's now 4-2 in favor of Long Beach Ufaka over the New Orleans Dream Skittles.
And that was Jerry Iglesias with that hit, and that is going to bring up, I believe, Tommy Marquez to the plate.
And he lines one foul down the third base line. Runners at first and second. New Orleans scored 2 in the top of the first. Long Beach has doubled that here in the bottom of the first. We see some blue sky. Maybe we'll get rid of some of this cloud cover and it'll get a little bit warmer. There's a long fly ball hit out into left field, and the left fielder coming in. The wind might have gotten a hold of that one, but he drops the ball, and 2 runs will score.
I got to agree with you, Rich. I think there's something going on with the wind out there because these A and B players do not drop balls like that very often. So it's got to be something strange and hard out there.
And on the replay, you see that happen. That'll bring up,
I believe this is Armando Reynoso.
And Reynoso has a runner
at first there, Marquez.
There he is. Okay. Ground ball bobbled by the first baseman, but he recovers, goes to the base himself, and the inning is over. The putout goes 3 unassisted, and the bottom of the first is done. But 6 runs came across for the Ufakas here in the bottom of the first, and we go to the top of the second. On the Cloud Sports Network, our score: Ufaka 6 and Skittles 2.
If you have watched our broadcast in prior years, this World Series is usually held in late August or early September. But for this year, we're doing it in October because we picked Las Vegas, and it's just too hot in August to have a tournament in Las Vegas. So we avoided some of the heat. It was warm, but a little bit cooler today, but now we got the wind going.
Which is why we're in the car. You would not be able to hear us with all the wind that they have. Now, we expect that the wind speed, the gusty winds, will start to die off during the day. And so hopefully there'll come a point here this afternoon or this evening for Friday Night Lights where we are not in the car and able to see a little bit more of what we're supposed to see. Leadoff batter here for Dream Skittles bounces one back to the pitcher. Pitcher makes the putout 1-3, and that's out number 1 here on 1 pitch.
That was Adam Newsom. Nice play by the pitcher there to grab that fast. Coming to the plate is going to be Kenneth Ellison. Umpire there asking people to come out on deck. We do for these tournaments what is called pick a stick, which means batters do not bring their own bats. The league or the iPride softball provides bats of different weights and different types. So you will see lots of people saying, don't take that bat in the dugout and things like that.
And that was a ground ball to third base, and the guy, fielder, fields it cleanly on the first, and it is put out 5-3. And that brings up a guy who is wearing a red shirt, so I can't see his number.
This should be Yager Romero.
Oh, Jagger. He used to play in Austin. And he takes another pitch for a ball, shakes his head, says, no, that pitch was a ball. I guess he was just trying to tell the pitcher that he needs to get the ball up or something. Here's the 3-1, and it's a strike called. It's a full count.
Sadly, there aren't that many A and B teams anymore, so a lot of these folks know each other from playing each other across the nation in various tournaments, so it's not unusual to have them talk to each other and ask for a better pitch.
Fly ball hit out into shallow center field. Left center fielder comes on and makes the catch, and the inning is over. 3 up and 3 down. Here in the top of the second, our score remains Ufaka 6 and Dream Skittles 2 here on the Cloud Sports Network.
And as we turn it over here in the second inning, we're going to take a moment to tell you about another one of our sponsors, one of my favorites, Piranha Las Vegas. Piranha Nightclub is the crown jewel of gay Las Vegas, featuring a party-like atmosphere 7 nights a week. Saturday's closing ceremony will have many special guests and will be off the hook. The fun will begin at 7 p.m. and the doors will open at 6 p.m. Having been part of organizing this event and on committees and such, I gotta say, the folks who run Piranha and Gypsy have been amazing to the iPride softball team this year.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have closing ceremonies there. They were just great the whole time.
This week has just flown right by. Really has. Thank you, by the way, to Piranha. We go to the bottom of the second. Ufaka up 6-2. They're the home team for this game. And the first pitch is low and inside for a ball. It's 2 balls and a strike.
And that is their last batter, Ivan Gonzalez. So we'll see what he does, and then we're going to turn it over and get back to the top of the lineup with Mikey Gonzalez.
And Ivan is now ahead in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. And the next delivery, he swings and hits one up the middle, a soft roller that goes into center field. So Ivan Gonzalez, a leadoff base runner for Ufaka here in the bottom of the second. And that'll bring up Mikey Gonzalez.
Yep. Leadoff hitter got on base last time with a single.
And he scored the first run of the game for his team. And he swings and bounces one to the pitcher. To the shortstop for 1. On the first, double play. Got them both.
Nice stretch there by the first base person. Pitcher's best friend. 2 outs.
1-6-3. And that's how the putout was made. So now 2 out and nobody on.
And this is going to be Mike Elliott coming to the plate.
And he lifts one in the air to right field, foul. One ball, 2 strikes. We are here at Shadow Rock, field number 4. It is dusty, it is breezy, and the next one is swung on and hit out in the air to deep right field. That ball's got some carry, and that ball is off the fence. Elliott around second, he'll head to third, and he stands up with a 2-out triple. Oh, they throw to the third baseman, and Elliott, taking full advantage, comes all the way home, and he scores. Third baseman was off the bag, and so our score is now 7-2. And this batter fouls one to the right side and out of play.
Based on our lineup that we were given, this should be Joshua Sosa, but the jersey says Camacho, so we'll try to get that sorted out.
And he swings and hits one in the air to right center field. Right center fielder over to his left makes the catch, and the inning. Oh no, he did not make the catch. It falls in. I guess it did drop. We got a little bit obscured here from our view here towards the right center field area because there's a big pole on that fence. So it's a runner at second base and 2 out. 7-2 our score. And that pitch is inside.
And this is Timo Hinton here at the plate.
And Hinton takes a strike. 3-2. Hinton swings and grinds one up the middle. It almost hit the base runner, and he didn't hit because he fell down to avoid getting hit by the ball. He's not able to advance. It's runners at first and second, and 2 out.
And that's going to bring Ernest Solano back to the plate. He lifted a fly ball out to center field last time.
Solano swings, and he goes up the middle, and that's going to be caught. And the inning is over. Another run did come across for Long Beach, Ufaka, here in the bottom of the second. We head to the top of the third. Our score is Ufaka 7, Dream Skittles 2 on the Cloud Sports Network.
As we sit here in the warmth of the Tesla, we have a lot of folks walking around getting concessions. Another great partner has been Las Vegas Pride. They have been staffing our concession booths at so many of these fields. Sometimes it's hard to get those things done, and they stepped in with all the permits with us for all of these things.
You ever feel like you're in a tank and people are just coming over and they're looking and they're wondering, what are you doing? What are they doing in there?
Well, I think half of them, Rich, are going, how'd he get his car in? Why didn't I do that?
Yeah. Heading to the top of the third. Number 24 to lead off for the Dream Skittles.
Oh, yep, and we've got Brayton Landry here. And then we're going to go back to the top of the order with Sammy Byram. Skittles with some work to do here.
They trail by 5 in an elimination game. First pitch swinging, and there goes a fly ball down the line in right field and foul.
You mentioned elimination games. So the way this works for the World Series is we want people, if they're going to bother to come, to get some time and some good softball in. So usually there are 4 pool games over Tuesday and Wednesday, 2 games each day. And then Thursday you more or less play until you lose or until you are so far in the winner's bracket that you stop. And then Friday is double elimination, is the second loss for a lot of teams when they lose. So as you say, the team that loses here is probably done unless they have been well into the winner's bracket.
Leadoff batter gets on here.
I can get you guys anything you need. Just text me.
And that'll bring up Sammy Mora. He's the leadoff batter. And he looks at the first pitch and lifts one in the air, foul to the right side and out of play. One ball and 2 strikes with a runner at first, and the next one swings and hits one foul down the third base or the left field line, way out of play, and it is now 1 ball and 2 strikes, and he's lost his. Now this is that courtesy foul. Next foul ball will be an out, right?
I believe that is correct.
He has 2 foul balls right now.
This one's got to be fair. That one's a little bit high. That's actually more than a little bit high.
It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes for the next delivery, and Sammy Moore swings and he bounces one to the second baseman. He throws to first in time, and on the play, the runner from first advances to second, where he is with 1 out. The putout goes 4-3, and again, it is 1 out and now 1 on. 7-2 our score for the Ufakas from Long Beach against the Dream Skittles from NOLA.
And that's going to bring Luis Martinez to the plate. Takes a strike.
And Martinez takes a strike. And he swings and chops one to third. Third baseman looks the runner back to second. Well, not good enough because the runner from second went to third on the putout at first, 5-3. And so the runner closer to home now with 2 out and his team still trailing by 5.
And that's going to bring James Boyd to the plate. He hit a pop-up to the second baseman his first at bat.
He takes a ball. And he takes another ball, that pitch very low and deemed illegal by the home plate umpire. The next one, and that pitch is a strike called. It's full count. Runner at third and 2 out. And the next one, swung on and line fair down the left field line, on to the corner, A run will score at 7-3, and the runner on to second with a 2-out double. Just inside that foul line, to just to the right of the third base bag. Fair all the way. 7-3 our score.
And that's going to bring up Dustin Boswell.
More of the sun coming out here. The clouds starting to break apart. Well, that'll make things a little bit more tolerable, we hope.
Dustin with a hit and a run scored in that first inning when the Dream Skills got their 2 runs.
And you saw the umpire stick his left arm up. That's because that pitch was illegal as well. This one, however, is lifted in the air to left field, and the left fielder loses the ball in the sun. Guaranteed. The ball rolls all the way to the fence. A run will score. Boswell on to third, and it's now 7-4.
And I think you're right there, Rich. We talked about the wind. I was thinking about the wind, but it must be the sun there. That ball was easy to line up and get under, had plenty of time, and then just couldn't see it at the end. And that's probably the third one we've seen out there in left field that has been trouble for the fielder.
Yes. All right, here's Dylan Arsenault. And he can cut into the deficit even more. Dylan in love with that number 69. That's his uniform number. Boswell is at third base. There are 2 out in the inning. And Arsenault swings and lifts one foul to the right side.
Yeah, I feel like if you polled all teams everywhere, people choose numbers for different reasons, but almost every team has a 69 in gay softball.
You got that right.
Kind of like every city has an Eagle bar.
Fly ball hit out into right field, and we are obscured by fans, and the out is made and the inning is over. However, 2 more runs for the Dream Skittles. They cut into the lead. We go to the bottom of the third in our...
And it's good. The Miller Lights win the big game.
Yeah! 67 yards into the win.
You're right, Luke. Miller Lite is less filling
and tastes great.
All right. Wait, is this a dream?
No, Luke. This is a Miller Lite commercial.
Party in my house. All 60,000 here invited.
Ah, I love a timeless football trope.
For some reason, we're not sure what's going on here. I think Mitch Barnes is going to come, our chief technical officer is going to come tell us what's going on here. But thank you. You saw a little ad there from Molson Coors, another great sponsor of International Pride Softball. Very happy to have them.
This first pitch here in the bottom of the third is hit out into right field. The ball is down. It's a fair ball, and it will be a leadoff double for the third baseman.
And that is, I believe, Tantardini out there hitting that leadoff double, and so that's going to bring up Drew Nakano.
Fewer clouds, more of a blue sky. Well, that's a good thing. That'll help at least put a little warmth here. Left-handed batter is Nakano, and he has a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the bottom of the third. His team is ahead 7-4. I can see more dust getting stirred up. Now, what I could see is they're moving our equipment to the left. Now, we can't be doing anything. Your lights are not on, so that can't be it. We'll find out what they were pointing at. Nakano swings and he hits one into right field, and we lose sight of the ball. Sorry about that. It's a foul ball. I mean, you can't ask players to move, can you?
I don't know. I'm maybe, they talked to us, Rich, before about maybe moving the car over to right behind home plate. We thought that wasn't probably going to be that helpful, but maybe that's what we're going to.
The dust still the biggest issue now. The chill will leave, but it looks like the winds stick around a little more for this game at least. There's a line drive hit on into center field, and that ball is in for a hit. 1 run will score. Here's Nakano coming around third. They're going to send him. There'll be no play. 2 runs will score, and it's 9-4.
And double by Iglesias. That's going to bring Tommy Marquez up to the plate with a runner on second base.
And Marquez takes the first pitch inside for a ball. And the next pitch is a ball for a count of 3-1. And hang on, we're about to find some things out. So
When there is a pause in the game, can you move your vehicle to where it's behind home plate? I've made space. I will help direct you.
well, okay. They say that we're going to move our car. Oh, I hope I didn't hit his hand. So I'll let you do that because it's your car.
Yes, and Marquez got to first there, and it looks like Iglesias went over to third on that play, and so that's going to bring Armando Reynoso up with 2 in and 2 on.
So we'll take a little bit of a break here to get all of that situated, but we'll wait until this half inning is over. There's a ground ball underneath the second baseman's glove
I didn't realize
and
you
on
were
into
here.
right field for a base hit.
When we have time, can you move the vehicle behind home
And
plate?
so
I made
1
space.
run scores as Iglesias crosses the plate. Marquez
The
held
umpire
at
has to
second,
do
and
it.
there is a runner at first base, and it's first and second
No hurry.
with nobody out. And the first pitch is a ball. I'm going to tell you what just happened. There's a fly ball hit out into shallow right center field. Second baseman ranging to his right on an angle, able to make the catch. No advancement by the runners. It'll be first and second with 1 out. And Gonzalez will be the batter. He wears number 5. I believe his first name is Isaac or Ivan.
So that was Ivan at the bottom of the lineup there hitting that ball. This is Mikey Gonzalez.
Okay, so we're back to the top of the order.
Top of the order, three in, I believe. I had a little conversation there with our technical officer. They do want us to move the car. Apparently, the umpire is asking for that. Not sure, but hopefully we're not impacting the game.
There's a grounder to the second baseman. 1 hops to his glove, and he gets a force out at second. And no play on first, so the runners will be at the corners. And so the place where they want us to move the car, if you'll look over to your left, you'll see 2 blues that are sitting in that space where they want us to move the car. How nice. And this perch by to Pollo. That's probably his nickname.
Probably his nickname on his jersey. I believe this is Mike Elliott.
Mike
so we
Elliott.
have 3 runs in. Tantardini, Nakano, and Iglesias scored. Marquez out. Marquez I think also scored. Who do we have out there third? Maybe we have a runner.
It's 10-4, and there is a bouncing ball foul to the right side and out of play. I have our score as 10-4. Here's the pitch. Swing and a grounder into right center field for a hit. A run scores. It's now 11-4.
And that's going to put Elliott at first and Mikey Gonzalez at second with 4 runs in and 2 down in the inning. And this is going to be, we believe, Joshua Sosa, even though I think his jersey says Camacho.
Yes. And the first pitch to him, swung on and lifted in the air to right field, very high and very deep. And it's a home run. So that will be another 2 runs. Was it 2 runs, right? 3 runs. Okay, so that should make the score I'm hoping that I'm right here because I got 13 or 14.
I got 14 right now.
14.
I got 7 in the inning with that home run. There were 4 in before, 3 more on that home run, and 7 before. So we are now at 14-4 in favor of the UFACA.
All right, and the next one, swinging a foul to the left side and out of play. Yeah, we're having an issue with the on-site scoreboard, and so we're trying to get that fixed. Something might have happened when the tables were moved. But we are at play here in the bottom of the third. There's a swing and a bouncing ball to the second baseman, fielded on 3 hops. The throw to first is in time. And the inning is over. 4-3 on the putout. We go to the top of the fourth. And our score remains Long Beach UFACA 14 and Dream Skittles 4 here on the Cloud Sports Network. I think, Joel, that we're just going to sit here. We're going to continue to do the game. We'll move the car at the end of the game.
That is my hope because, as you say, I was about to text our team because, as you pointed out, the spot that was cleared for us to move to a better spot was now taken over by some other folks. And
now there's a discussion. The umpire is having another discussion with Elliot Turner. Yeah, it'll be good to get to directly behind home plate because then we will not be obscured by the fans that have come over here. I think these are the kids from Phoenix Charlies.
And I will be interested to hear what the umpire, has to say. I guess it's possible if the sun is hitting right off the windshield or something, it'd be hard out there, but
Could be.
I don't think that's what's causing problems in left field because the players are looking up at the ball. So I would think we'd be out of that line of sight, but we'll see how this goes.
All right, so we go to the top of the fourth.
And for the Dream Skittles, this should be their number 6 batter, Daniel Byram.
And he takes a pitch that's illegal for a ball. 2-1. And now, there was another pitch that we missed. Nevertheless, 3 pitches out of the strike zone, and it's a leadoff walk for Daniel Byram. And here is the left-handed batter. Another illegal, and that's 5 straight pitches out of the strike zone.
Number 88, Adam Newsom here.
Another pitch illegal. Now the count is full. And the 3-2. Swung on and popped in the air, right center field, giving chase. Everybody comes over, and it is down for a hit. They throw back to try to get the runner at second, Daniel Byram, but he is safe. The ball fell between the second baseman, the right fielder, and the right center fielder in that area that no one could get to.
And this is Kenneth Ellison coming to the plate, number 8 batter.
And he takes the first pitch for a ball.
The Dream Skittles batting 10 today.
And that pitch is a strike. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the next one, swung on and lined down the left field line, foul. 14-4 is our score. We are at play here on the top of the fourth inning. Runners are at first and second for the Dream Skittles. And the pitch to the batter, Ellison, is a ball, and he walks, and that loads the bases.
Dream Skittles behind by 10. That is easy to overcome in a softball game.
Very.
A 10-run inning is just a good inning. Happens all the time. This is number
12.
I think this is a pinch hitter. You had mentioned Jagger Romero was in this spot. I think this is a pinch hitter for him. I don't have the substitution list, but
Okay.
we will try to get that as well.
Number 12 bats with runners on the bases. Ducks are on the pond. Ufaka now playing with that 5-man infield, and the first pitch is a ball.
And I'm wondering, with the bases loaded, if they brought in somebody who can hit the ball over the fence. This gentleman looks like he might be able to do that, and that would be a good way to get back in this game.
That pitch was a ball, and it's ball 3. And a strike call, taking all the way. The count is full at 3-2. Next one. He swings and grounds one to the middle fielder. He steps on second for 1, throws to first for a double play. It looks like Daniel Byram came home to score. It's 14-5, and the other runner to third. So that's huge. The pinch hitter bounces into a middle fielder to first base double play, and that'll bring up number 24.
And if you're wondering how to score that, usually the extra fielder wherever they play is number 10, so that would be 10 unassisted at second and then 10-3 on the putout, I believe.
Thank you. This should be the top of the order for the Dream Skittles. And there's a line drive hit out into right field. That ball gets down for a hit. And a 2-out base runner as the runner from third, 88, scores 14-6. So the lead has been cut from 10-8 in this half inning.
And here is Sammy Byram. Dream Skittles making something out of this inning with a couple runs in, but my goodness, if they hadn't had that double play, they would be probably have 4 or 5 in already.
And that pitch is out of the strike zone. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the next one. And he walked. I believe that's the 3rd walk of the inning.
It is not easy to pitch in the wind. It is going to blow the ball all over the place, and the hardest thing is gusting. If it's a steady wind, you can account for it, but when the wind just picks up when you throw the ball, it's hard to know how far to throw it.
All right, this is next batter takes the first pitch for a strike. This one illegal, 2-2. There's a fly ball hit high in the air. Wind is getting a hold of it. Left center fielder comes on, or the left fielder comes on and makes the catch. Again, they were playing with 3 outfielders, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. 2 runs have scored. It is now 14-6 for Long Beach's Ufaka against New Orleans Dream Skittles as we go to the bottom of the 4th. We're here in Los
Vodka.
Our tournament on this past weekend over Indigenous Peoples Day, and we tried to keep it going, but obviously the World Series takes a lot of those teams. But we did keep it going. We had, I think, 11 or 12 teams, they tell me, and you know, you have to sometimes do that, because the other time that this happened was when the World Series was held in Phoenix, I believe in 2008. Seven. Did the same thing, had to have it a little bit later than usual to account for the weather.
All right, Solano leads off with a ground ball into left field for a base hit. Leadoff batter on here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 88 is the catcher for. Okay, so apparently they're now the home plate umpire is talking to our technical experts right now. So something must be going on that we're not aware of. And there is a ground ball to the second baseman playing deep and on to first for an out.
And actually, I don't see the runner, Rich. I think Solano might have been. I think Solano might have been thrown out at first on a very good stretch.
Yeah, there's something. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Hang on for just a second. Oh, this came off.
Fine.
We're going to take a break. We're going to take a break, and we're going to move our broadcast booth. So we'll be back in just a few minutes.
But the video will stay live.
And you will be able to continue to watch this action between Eufaula and New Orleans. We're going to move our car and reposition so that we can get rid of whatever it is that is bothering the home plate umpire. So hang with us.
Good way to do it. You got plenty of room. Come on, get out here. You got plenty of room. All day. You guys broadcast?
What?
Just unplug this. If you turn it off, you're not going to know how to fix it.
What is the problem?
There's a glare off of your windshield that's blinding you.
That's fine. I completely understand that.
We're going to park it down.
What am I trying to get? Right there?
Yeah, just in front. Really, we're just doing a different angle. It doesn't need to be perfect, whatever you want for it. The glare on the windshield was blinding the third baseman, so we kept getting in the umpire's ear again and again and again, and the umpire asked us 3 or 4 times just to get it all done and check it. It'll blind somebody else, so it doesn't really matter, but just do whatever feels good to you.
Okay, I'm going to get as close as I can with that. If that pillar weren't there, we'd have something.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so...
They changed fields on us after we went up, so... You want to back up?
Yep, no, I think we're good. Good? It's good enough? Okay.
Tony, I don't want to keep you
Alright, well, are you going to be over here?
all day.
Well, I'll be back here, because I think bring flag over at 5.
Okay.
I'm going to see if umpire tonight.
Yep.
We'll get you there. All right, we are back live with you. Tyler, are we live?
I can't hear it. Mention those other guys.
Skittles have a runner at first base. There's a grounder to short. Backhanded by the third baseman to the middle fielder for 1, and over to first for a double play.
So we do apologize. We lost a little bit
The
of
play
track of
goes
things here. We'll try to get caught
six
up
to
and
the
maybe
middle
talk to the
fielder,
blue a little bit. What
to
you've
the
got
first
up now
baseman.
is number 69, Dylan Arsenault. Going to be followed by Daniel Byram up there. We are still showing a score of 14-6. We had to move the car. Apparently, the glare from the windshield was a little too much for the third baseman, and so they asked us to move behind the plate. We are, of course, happy to do that. We are not here to affect the game. And so now we are looking right from behind home plate. Hopefully we'll have a better field of that view of that right field corner, Rich, so we don't have to worry so much about losing that ball.
Interesting how people reacted to all of this, too. All right. 14-6 our score here in the top of the fifth. We have a runner at first base and a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fly ball hit out into right center field, giving chase the right fielder and the left and the center fielder, and they make the right fielder does make the catch, and the inning is over. UFACA will come to bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning, needing 2 runs for the run rule, because the run rule is 10 runs after the 5th inning.
Run rule is in effect even in these games. There's 60-minute games here in the elimination phase of the tournament. If your team is up by 10 runs at the end of an inning in the 5th, that is a run rule. In the 4th inning, it's 15. In the 3rd inning, it's 20. So we are past all that, and just as you said, looking at the 5th inning here.
I had a 20-run 3rd inning run rule in a game that I did a scorebook for the other day. It was the first time that had ever happened in the years I've been in this league. Here's a leadoff batter, and the fly ball hit out into right center field, and the out is made. That's out number 1. They'll bring up Gonzalez. Or not. And the first pitch, it's not Gonzalez, it's the batter before him.
Which actually is also Gonzalez. So I believe this is Ivan Gonzalez, and then is going to be followed by the leadoff hitter, Mikey Gonzalez.
And Ivan swings, and he hits one out to just about the same space as the previous batter, and it's out number 2. We're not sure who we're going to get in our next game, but we do have 4 AB games here today before Friday Night Lights. And there's a strike called. And at some point today, we will be speaking with one of the latest inductees into the Hall of Fame. Pop up to the second baseman. Arsenault makes the putout. 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning for UFACA. We go to the top of the 6th. And our score remains the Long Beach UFACA 14, the New Orleans Dream Skittles 6 here on the Cloud Sports Network. Sun has come out now. Fewer clouds, and so people were happy about that, and it was nice to walk in, not to be so cold. I'm going to guess that the temperature is somewhere in the low 60s right now.
And I was hoping for a moment there that with the sun out, the wind would be a little bit less, but I can see Lance Elliott here, and his hood is still blowing like crazy. And I'm going to take a break for a second, Rich, because our head umpire, David Waite, is here trying to tell me something.
He wants to come in.
Sam said to come over something about an interview. I don't know if that's happening now or later, or you don't want to do it. I'm totally good with it.
David, let's wait till the next game.
Okay.
All right?
Perfect.
We'll do that. Since we had to do a few things here to get situated, and so we'll talk to umpire-in-chief David Waite in our next game here, the game that starts at about 1:25, or is supposed to start at 1:25 here in the Pacific time zone. First pitch is a ball, and the second pitch is also a ball. The count is 3-1. 88 is the leadoff batter for the Dream Skittles. It's getting late in this game. They need some runs. They trail by 8. here's the next one. And he walks. So the leadoff batter walks for the Dream Skittles, and he sachets his way down to first base, skipping along the route. And Kenny Ellison will be the batter. There'll be a courtesy runner and the first pitch, or the next pitch to Ellison. A chopper to third, bounced past the third baseman, over to the shortstop, backing up the play. He gets the force at second, or did he? Yes, he did. So the play will go 6-10, as Joel attributed earlier. The middle fielder is designated with the fielding number 10. First pitch to the next batter is a ball. And here is the next pitch. And that pitch is a strike call. It was a leg call by the umpire. So it is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here is a pitch way outside, ball 3. Ellison at first base, it looks like, with, again, the 1 out. Bouncing ball to the pitcher. He bobbles the ball, now has his only play to first base. He had the potential for a double play, but as he looked to second base, he bobbled the ball fell out of his glove.
Yep, can't assume the double play, so not an error, but I agree with you. It looks like he could have gotten that double play. However, I will say I'm impressed watching the pitcher because he is moving back as soon as he pitches and over a little bit to get into a fielding position, and that's a tough thing to do when you're trying to stay in rhythm pitching.
Ground ball to the second baseman is bobbled out in short right field, and the runner is going to come all the way around to, did he get him?
Nope, he's safe.
He's safe.
And so that's going to get the Skittles their 7th run.
14-7.
And here comes the top of the order with Sammy Byram.
Sammy Byram with a runner at first base. He is I believe, the leadoff batter for this team. And the first pitch to him is a strike call. It's a ball and 2 strikes. And the next pitch. Swung on and hit one down the third baseline. It's a fair ball to the left field corner, and it's runners at first and second with 2 out here in the top of the 6th inning for the Skittles.
And that's going to bring up the number 2 batter, Martinez. Martinez scored in that first inning, and then a grounder to the to third base, and then a pop-up.
14-7, our score. That pitch is outside. The count is 3-1. Sammy Byram at first base, and that pitch is a strike called. It's a full count. Full count pitch. Swung on and hit to right field. Ball is down for a hit. Right fielder sliding, and runner will score, and it's now 14-8. And on the play, Sammy Byram the third. Runners at the corners. Another chip into the lead.
And that's going to bring up James Boyd, the number 3 hitter, had a pop-up to second base and then scored a run.
And James Boyd can cut into this deficit even more if he can deliver here. And he takes the first pitch for a ball. Pop-up. On the infield and at the plate, and that's it. That's the inning. And I believe time has run out. It sure has. Final score is going to be 14-8. The Long Beach Ufaka is advanced while the New Orleans Dream Skittles season comes to an end, or their tournament here comes to an end. This was an elimination game, and the Dream Skittles have been eliminated. Our final score here, the Long Beach Ufaka 14, the New Orleans Dream Skittles 8. We have another game coming up for you. We don't know who the teams are just yet, but we will be back with more coverage here from the 2024 International Pride Softball NAGAAA Softball World Series here at Shadow Creek Park in Las Vegas. The sun is now shining, and it's going to be a pretty day. If only for the wind, it would be a nearly perfect fall day. Thanks for being with us here on the Cloud Sports Network. We'll talk to you again in a few minutes. Okay. I didn't mean to break that. Did I break it? Did I break it? The thing that that.
Oh no, nope, it's been like that. It's fine.
Which team is that?
Texas Force.
I know a few people on that team.